I'm with Susan Seaforth Hayes and Deidre Hall. So good to see both of you. So good to see both of you.
Having this wonderful day, seeing you again, seeing thousands of fans again.
And Deidre, I wanted to reach out to you when Drake passed away. I've been so, gut-wrenched over his passing. How are you doing? I've been thinking about you and Susan.
Not for publication, but thanks.
Okay. How are you?
Doing the best I can.
Yeah.
A lot of help from the people on the show. A lot of support from all of those that knew Billy well. I know Deidre is experiencing the same thing. It's a huge loss to all the guys, all the fans, all the crew, particularly Drake, who is such a buddy to all the guys, and the baseball player, all of that mystique, never to be recaptured. But what a precious memory.
Precious memory. And I know that coming up, we're going to see Doug's memorial. I know that's coming up, which is another very difficult thing. Are you looking? How are you feeling about it?
I haven't seen the edited version. Ken Corday is very pleased with it. I was delighted. I felt that Billy was honored as he deserved to be. I'm looking forward to watching it along with the fans.
61 years, Days is still going with the renewal. How do you feel about getting renewed again?
Relieved and unsurprised.
You are, yeah.
Relieved and unsurprised.
And how do you feel, Deidre, as somebody who's been with the show and you've seen different writing regimes come in, how Paula and Jeanne are doing now? Do you feel how do you feel things are going?
I think they have a female energy we might have been lacking before. They tell a full story. They're in sync. They know who we are. They've known us for a long time, and they're stepping up.
Yeah.
And they're gifted. And I'm looking forward to every script that comes in now, because every script that I have is something really good to play. And that finally, Julie and Marlena are supporting each other, have scenes together, will have a few adventures together, I hope. In real life, Deidre was there for me darkest days, which Deidre always is, and this character, the strong character of Marlena, is Deidre's heart and soul. And her heart is so much bigger than you can imagine. The last 2-3 years have been beautiful to me because of this lady. And people like you who care about what we've all been doing with our lives, We've been grinding it out, and there are some days when it's a joy. And recently, I think there's been a lot more joy in Salemville than in a long time.
What can you say about Susan and getting to her?
I was going to say, Susan is a national treasure. And she and Bill were legendary and will always be legendary. And the writers hopefully are finding a way for her to carry on and be that part of Salem that we all turn to. On Christmas morning, on Thanksgiving, whenever we're in trouble, whatever's going on, she is still that legendary character and carries on that family, part of family. So
nice responsibility there.
Big responsibility.
I'm trying to do the best I can.
But you are that person now. And I think handing it down to you, it was the best comfort for all of us. The audience, they love Julie, they love you. You're their anchor. Right, and Deidre's another anchor for the show.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's how the show always brings in new characters. You've had some of that going on as well.
Always, yeah. New talent, new stories to tell. It's always the same story. It's always a romance. You fall in love with the characters. Maybe the characters fall in love with each other. They have problems. You can't look away. You're rooting for them all the time. And you need a fresh supply. Not every generation. We don't want to wait that long. We want a fresh supply, every season.
Yeah.
And we've got a really good group.
And I know that in 2025, Marlena will lose John. The character is gonna go on with her life. That's probably going to be an acting very interesting for you to probably portray.
Well, that's a writer's issue, and they will find their way through that.
Yeah.
We've got shows where we have multiple flashbacks of our lives, and that'll be really emotional.
Can I just tell you the one scene that I love? Sure. Was the pier scene with you when you come out of the fog and see John and you had died.
The pier.
The pier.
I thought you said fear. I thought.
No, pier.
Oh, yeah.
You were so wonderful in that, and Drake was so beautiful in that. I want to know, do you remember doing that?
Oh my gosh, of course. Of course. And you know what we always know, and Susan will certainly confirm this, we know what you're going to feel when we do it.
Yeah.
So we can sit there and go, wait till they see this.
And the other thing I wanted to ask you is, we've got Janet Drucker behind the scenes as a co-EP, women writers. I hope that it empowers the women and the show, because you do have a female demographic, and sometimes I feel like they haven't really had. I mean, Ken was just saying,
Not
I
in
don't remember
years.
I said to me just now, I don't remember the years we've ever had a female EP and women writers at the chart, right?
And women directors.
And women directors.
So everything is, it hasn't turned into Barbie land just because we went to see Barbie together the first week.
Did
it
you
was
really?
out. Yeah.
We hang out together.
Yeah, but it's not, it doesn't make the show is turning pink. The show is as strong as ever. You know, women do contribute a lot.
A lot.
Hold up half the sky, I understand.
Yeah, half the sky.
And it's nice to see strong women being featured as well as women in Jeopardy.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of women in Jeopardy.
Okay.
Particularly you. You've been,
All the
boy,
time.
you've
Well,
been
that's what
nothing but Jeopardy for
Well, wait a
years.
minute, she did get to. What did you think of the Hattie Body and Soul thing? Did you have fun or hate it?
Body and soul is done, and I think that's what sent Ron away.
Yeah, I do too.
So, yeah, we're done with that. Yes.
Yeah.
And more back to people stories.
Yeah, we had some laughs, some cringes with Body and Soul, and now we're back to telling the story of perhaps real people in real situations. I don't know how you feel about that.
I'm all for that. I'm
like
one that will sit at home, and I like to cry when I watch my favorite soap opera. It's cathartic. And when I see
Yes.
Julie, Marlena, the people that I've watched for 40 years go through something, I feel that.
Yes.
I want to see them going through something to get to the other side.
Do you remember Bill Bell, the great creator of, who created
Yeah.
Bill Hayes' character
Yes.
and
Yes.
Young and Restless, Bold and
Yes.
Beautiful? Bill Bell used to say the audience must cry 3 times a week.
Oh, that's right. No, he
three
did.
three times a week. Yeah. He was writing to an emotional crisis, an emotional point, something deep enough, involving enough to draw tears from the people out there, and he only had success with that.
Yeah, he kind of knew.
Yeah. So there you go.
Thank
You're
you
right.
both so much.
Thank you, my
It's so
dear.
good to see you. Thank you, Deidre. It's so nice to see you.
Yes, thank you for
Isn't she a
coming.
peach?